Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. PC Monk here with another Bitcoin video, and obviously this disclaimer that says the content of this channel is for educational purpose only and does not constitute financial advice. And yeah, just saying that. So let's talk about what happened yesterday. And I just wanted you guys to see, usually I do these kind of stuff when I'm trading, but then I clear it all out when I'm done. And yesterday I said like I missed this pump that 28.5, but then I started to essentially when I was recording, it was at 28.1, somewhere around there. But then I started to uh, actually scalp it to the downside. And yesterday was a great day. I was so mad that I missed this, but then all this stuff that happens all the way till here, essentially we aimed for 27.4, which was around here, but it gives us a little bit even lower to this horizontal line that I had, which was 27.3, right? Now let me just remove all of these and then I'll come back to you. So I decided to hold this purple triangle, which essentially indicates that we could see another, retest around this area, around 27.3. Now, obviously, we do have some liquidity lying at the bottom of this, 27.3, which is around 27K or even 26.9. But I think we're going to go upside and we're going to essentially come around here. 28.4 again, clear this liquidity. And then one thing I mentioned to you guys yesterday was hopefully we don't retrace it back and start crawling to the upside. I feel like that's coming, guys. I feel like today all it's going to be a little bit more volatile than Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's just going to crawl up and probably up around 28.2, and then boom, all the way to where we wanted it, which was 29.4. It could go to this 29.6, 29.7. And obviously, right here, I mentioned this before on my, not previous video, but a couple of videos ago. I mentioned that we could touch the bottom, the support line of this upward parallel channel. Let me put this into the 1 hour so we could just talk a little bit better. And then nonetheless, we did. We did touch it here, and you might say, is it because of this, upward parallel channel, the support line? Well, the trend line worked out, okay? But what is important is to come here and see where did we go. So we essentially came to this area. There was a lot of liquidity lying around here, right? So a lot of people shorted here, and they got just stopped out. If we want to take out right here, so there's still a little bit of room to go, but because we broke into this area and we broke this resistance, essentially, we're probably going to come back to this, and I don't think we're done yet. Now, these are just candlestick analysis, obviously, and trend lines. Let's talk about a little bit of fundamentals, and I keep my YouTube channel here, refreshing it to see how many people's viewed it or not, or And by the way, thank you guys for all the comments and the whispers, the messages on Discord. Yesterday actually was a little bit overwhelming at the beginning before the market opens, but I had to overcome it and just start trading. Right, I couldn't just sit there and cry about I missed the move. But hey, I made a lot of money yesterday. Hopefully you guys did. Obviously not a lot of money, but some money. I'm broke. Anyway, so funding rate right now on Binance kind of positive, and OKX Bybit is neutral, so this is good. That means we still have room to the upside, and as you guys could see, some altcoins, some shitcoins just going into the negative, and they're probably gonna come back up and sweep everything. Now, as you guys could see, where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin literally went here, but it was literally liquidating a lot of shorts yesterday. But now Sol is taking its place, and I just took a gander on Sol, and oh wow, Sol is actually getting a little bit parabolic. So one thing I want to mention, guys, I usually don't, but on these kind of moves, we have to take a look at it, is the options, open interest. Right now, you guys could see that the amount of calls in front of the polls are like, Holy moly, right? 64% calls only on the last 24 hour. And keep in mind, this is the beginning of the new month. So until like the 5th, so from 25 or 25th to the 5th of the new month, we always have these options, making the market volatile. Not every time, but a lot of times. You guys could see that the open interest even has been risen a little bit for the options. I could just come in here and show you guys. Keep in mind, this is Deribit, essentially the best place for Bitcoin options. And there are some more options right now, like Bybit and stuff like that. You guys can see on Binance, the open interest, the option volume has been going up. And that being said, we could see some more movement today. So right now, not this one. So the liquidity, the lovely liquidity. As you guys see, the Binance 100x leverages, 50x leverages, it comes all the way to 29K, the 50x. So we definitely gonna come, I think we're gonna come and clear this before we wanna go down. Now, this is more obvious in the multi-exchange liquidation map. And let's just take a look at 26.2, we have 600 million, okay? Now, how much we have at 29K? We have 1.57 billion. Obviously, we're going to come up today. And the point is, when we come to that 29K, which I said 20, we'll decide where we stop, but anywhere above 29K, we do have a chance to go to that 30K. So keep that in mind. We could just see a spike into the price and voila. Now, this is CME, as you guys could see. And we could see in the past 4 hours, the open interest on CME has been risen. So when we see a rise in the open interest, it only means that both shorters and longers are opening positions. All right, there are more traders coming in. Doesn't matter where the position is. And I actually highly recommend you guys to read about open interest and things like that. It gives you a good insight. All right, so now let's take a look at the liquidation heat map here. As you guys could see right now, let me just refresh this. This is 1 month. And here we could see some clusters if it loads. You could see some clusters around here, but not as as obvious as the clusters on the other liquidation heat map. I'm putting it on the 24 hours. Now you can see it happening. There is some clusters around here. The highest one is 28.77. It's probably at the top, and around 28.6. So essentially around the place that Bitcoin hit in the beginning. Now let's check Bybit as well. Bybit has some good stuff. Again, around 28.6, we have 13 million. I could put it on the 12 hours. Now you guys could check it too. CoinGlass, you essentially hit the liquidation heat map, and this one will come. And I usually check this one when the market is like very volatile. It helps me a little bit to understand which side we might choose. So on the 12 hours, we could see we do have a lot here, 28.1 and underneath 28. And we do have a lot around 28.6, but we do have some at 27.3, 27.22. Now, if we come back to this and we aim to that 27.2, which is here, there's only maybe 200 million, okay? So 200 million around there. It's not as much as around here, right? And as you guys could see, around 28.7, 28.6, there's only 1.26 billion. We could come around here and then take it back down, but I highly doubt it. With the options and everything into the green side, I think we gonna go higher and higher. We obviously took this is the total open interest that I wanted to show you guys. That was only CME. This is the open interest. Now you guys could see if I put this on the 1 day and the previous day, you guys could see that we have a little bit of a rise happening around here, and this indicates that both sellers and buyers are actually willing to play this range. Now if I zoom in a little bit on this side, you guys could see we are picking it up. So with that being said, that doesn't mean if we're going up, that means both sellers and buyers are coming in. There's a lot of trades happening, okay? But if they are both buyers and sellers decide to close their position, then the open interest drops, okay? So, and if one side closes their position and the other side doesn't, essentially the open interest is the same. You could just come here and read it, all right? There's a it made an example, and at the end it says how to read the open interest. But it's a good one. It's a good one. Now let's just jump back to our uh, chart. I spent 10 minutes only talking about fundamentals. Now, what does the chart tells us right now? The chart tells us that we could go both ways, okay? So this is a place that you can't just say definitely to the upside or definitely to the downside. You have to take both sides into consideration. But to the upside, all right, essentially what I think is going to happen is if we're about to go to the upside, we could just, come back and retest the daily close, or even come into this purple triangle, make another wick into here and then go higher. Well, there is essentially a gap around here. Let me just turn this on, the smart money concept. So right now where we are, and this is 1 hour, we are in the equilibrium. All right, so essentially here is where buyers and sellers are 50-50. Now, I've talked about this kind of patterns too, which we do this and then this, voila, right? And we've seen it before and before and before. I would say that, as you guys could see here, and that happens. So they always not play out, but most of the I've seen these a lot and they play out. So we have a gap here, not here, my bad. We have on the smart money concept, we have a gap around 28.1. So we could come around this supply zone. You could call it the supply zone, or you could call it uh, price a volume imbalance, buyers or sellers insufficiency. But nonetheless, when we get around here, this is actually important, because if with the first try we hit, if I draw a midline right here, there you go. It doesn't need to be completely perfect, but if we come to with the first try, we go above this line, then we definitely gonna break this and probably see that 29K happening today. But if we get rejected below this line, then we could safely say we might just come back and retest these areas, 26.6 and so forth. So if I want to pick up on the Fibonacci before I continue, and I want to talk about SPX and Dixie as well, because they are important. So I've marked the one around here, right? But we went a little bit higher. We went a little bit higher, so I have to pick my Fibonacci retracement. This is a retracement, guys. This is not just a simple Fibonacci level. As you guys can see, one is here, and we want to retrace the Fibonacci levels to the downside, so we are now retracing. So on the Fib levels, all right, the first thing we need to do to say that we're still holding the bullish move is to regain the golden pocket. Where is the golden pocket? Is right here. It's above this fair value gap. It's essentially above the change of character. So if we hold above this change of character, above this very, very good momentum sell that happens, then that would indicate that we are gaining strength again. All right. But if we get denied here, then we have to see where we stopped. Like, all of these matters, okay? But I'm just talking about the end moves here. So if we get denied here, like hard deny, and then we come back down, if it's from the golden pocket, then I would say we definitely would see maybe 26.5 today, and even lower, depends. But 26.5 will be where we're gonna, retest to see if we could hold or not. Obviously, before we hit that 26.5, as you guys can see, there's this green rectangle that I drew, and we have to see if we're gonna hold it or not. But let me just remove it, because we do have a supply zone, I'm sorry, a demand zone a little bit above it, which is this area, which is from 26.9 to 26.7. Essentially, anywhere in here, if we come again in the middle of it and we hold it here, then we could hopefully see another upside. But if we like break this and we come into this discount, which is 26.6, I think we're going to continue lower. Although we could come back up for a liquidity grab, but I think this will indicate that we are not going high or above that 28.5 anymore, and this whole move is over. And if that happens, if we hit that 26.6, then I would say the next place we want to see is 25.1 right here, guys. Right here, this still stands, okay? This still stands. Now let me bring my other chart. Let me bring the main chart, because we had some good drawings in it. obviously. So this trend line, which was around here, 25.9, right now is 26.4, right? It's above this discount level. Essentially, if we break this area, we're going to make a new discount level. And if we make a new discount level around 26.4, then I don't think 25.8 would be in any possible scenario. We're just going to slice through it and come all the way to 25.2. As of this moment, the trend line is at 25.2. 25.1, I still, root for that 25.1, this navy blue line. And this is if we come down. And I don't think we're going to go lower today than 25.9. If we're about to drop from here, it's going to be around 8%. Obviously, we could see a catastrophic drop all the way, like a 13% drop all the way to 23.8, where I still root. And I would say if this happens today, then definitely every um, bull will be demolished. Okay. And the bulls are like, as we hold 25.1, as we hold 25K, then there's more chance to go up. And I agree with that 100%, no doubt. But if we lose that 25.1, then I don't think we're good. Okay. And yeah, there are a couple of levels between 25.1 and 23.9, which is 24.5, and maybe 24.7 right here. But I ignore these levels. I'm talking about the extreme levels. But nonetheless, is there a 30% drop, a capitulation candle possible? It is possible. All right. But I think we're going to go higher. And if I put this on the 4 hours, maybe we could see right now that we're holding this fair value gap. We didn't finish this fair value gap, so we didn't complete it. So that means it could be bullish. We hold it above the breakout structure, the previous breakout structure. So that means we could go higher than this area and break this structure to the higher place. All right, as you guys could see, even in here, as another example, if I remove this arrow, so this was a break of structure. We came all the way down, but we didn't finish the fair value gap. Essentially, we lift a little bit of it, just like we lift a little bit of it too. Yes, we did wick below the fair value, the break of structure, but the body did not come there, right? The body hold it above, and essentially this one hold it above the previous day close. So keep that in mind. That all indicates maybe the price is trying to hold here and we go higher. And if that happens, like I said, we still have to break this. We have to come into this trend line. We have to gain this trend line. This time, if we're about to gain it, it's going to be close to that 29K. So we essentially could see 29.4 to the upside. 29.4 is where I think initially we're going to hit. And if the momentum is very strong, I would say we would come at this red line, which is 29.7, 29.6, 29.7, around that area. And I think after we hit 29.6, 29.7, we have to come back down around 28.1 or 28.7, around this area, to make a local bottom, to consolidate a little bit and make a local bottom. Now, I could be wrong. We could go higher, obviously. It all depends on the momentum. But I think when we reach to that 29.7 or 29.6, we do need a little bit of pullback to the downside, and after that, we'll get the higher move to the upside. But as you guys can see right now, if I'm bring the 5 minutes back, we are right now dumping, and Soul is dumping as well, because I have it on the um, other monitor. I actually had a short around 24, but then it wicked above my 24. It was 24 flat, and it wicked above it. And then right now I'm not in any position on that. Maybe I jump into it after I'm done recording. But nonetheless, guys, that would be it. And let me just take a look at Dixie for you. So Dixie yesterday made a very good high to 107. It could come all the way here. We've talked about a retracement. It did not happen yet. It did not happen. So we could just see more to the upside. It depends on the strength. But at the same time, SPX yesterday made a good move to the upside, made a recovery move, and it's probably because of avoid the shutdown that was avoided by the US. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green. Until next time, peace out.